With that, we go to the gentleman from Michigan. Mr. Huizenga is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to appreciate Mr. Rosen for being here today. In 2013, China's largest automaker at that time was given U.S. government approval to buy a company, Michigan-based company called A123. That was a battery company back then. And are you familiar at all with that case or that name?
Not sitting here today, Congressman, no.
No? Okay. I would encourage you to take a look at that. In fact, I was pulled into a classified briefing on that and a CFIUS review of that. Well, earlier this year in a hearing before the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, which I also serve on, I had the opportunity to revisit that A123 deal with Undersecretary of Commerce Alan Estevez. In response to my questions, the Secretary noted that the A123 approval was, and I'm going to quote him, quote, probably not the best decision that CFIUS made, close quote. I would agree, and at the time I was very critical of the deal, especially after the classified briefing that I and a few others had received. And I think the conclusion then and now is that American taxpayers should not be funding technology that will in turn be used in competition against American enterprises. And now you fast forward a decade, and here we are, and it seems that we're still struggling with many of the issues that the A123 deal brought to light. And in August of this year, another battery maker, Gotion, whose parent company is backed by the CCP, acquired 270 acres in Green Charter Township in the middle of the Lower Peninsula in my home state of Michigan. And at the time, unofficial reports stated that Treasury concluded that the Gotion deal to purchase the land was not a covered transaction, which they define as a, quote, a purposed or pending transaction with any foreign person, which could result in the control of a U.S. business by a foreign person. Secretary Rosen, are you familiar at all with the Gotion deal that is happening in Michigan?
Congressman, I'm happy to sort of get into what I can in the setting, reserve the balance for a closed door setting.
So, but you're familiar with it?
I have read public reports.
Okay. And are you aware that some have expressed, obviously, concern about proximity of Gotion's land purchase to military installations in Michigan?
I'm generally aware of the public reporting on the matter.
All right. Does CFIUS have the ability to review foreign purchases of land that pose a surveillance risk to U.S. government sites?
As a general matter, Congress gave CFIUS real estate jurisdiction for transactions in close proximity to sensitive facilities, and that's as identified by the Department of Defense and other committee members.
So that's yes. Okay. So do you believe CFIUS should have formally reviewed the Gotion deal?
Well, Congressman, what I want to do in this setting, and again, I will reserve for a future setting, is to talk about any particular transactions, but it's important to
okay, well, let's be more general. Should CFIUS be able to review deals like this that have been described?
Congressman, what I would say on this important issue, and I know it's important to you and it's important to me as well, what I would say is CFIUS has certain jurisdiction in close proximity. There's also certain areas that Congress was very deliberate not to provide CFIUS with jurisdiction over. For example, greenfield investments, licensing arrangements, and the like. And so what I'm trying to do is execute Congress's mandate from a jurisdictional aspect. I share your concerns deeply about PRC access and control to our critical technologies, and it's something that we're very focused on, and I'd be happy to follow.
So very briefly, do you believe that is sufficiently tight enough, that you have enough authority, that the parameters are tight enough that you can review deals like this Gotion deal?
What I would say is I believe that the authorities that Congress gave us are strong, they are robust, but it is not unlimited as Congress designed.
Okay. Well, I'm going to close with this in my last few seconds. You know, Michiganders and Americans, frankly, rightly are concerned about the CCP buying up land and utilizing taxpayer dollars in our states and elsewhere. And, excuse me, and if CFIUS cannot learn from past mistakes or fully understand the adversarial nature of the CCP, I believe CFIUS needs to be modernized even further, and we need to review that and meet our current national security risks and the challenges that we face today. And so, as you noted, we are going to be going into a executive classified session later on today, and I will have some follow-up questions on this specific topic that I will hold for now. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate the opportunity. I yield back.